Good evening, or maybe I should say, good awakening. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't for the ones who are asleep, comfortably numb, tucked under the blanket of society's illusions. No, this is for those who have felt it, the pull, the fracture, the unbearable tension of existing in two skins at once. This is for the ones who know the truth, hiding behind the phrase, two bodies, one soul. Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized the reflection was more than glass, more than bone, more than flesh? That somewhere in this world there walks another version of you, not just a twin of blood, but a twin of spirit. Two bodies, separated by chance, by destiny, by cruelty, yet tethered by something stronger than time itself. It's terrifying, isn't it? To know you're not whole. To feel that part of you walks away every time they walk away. To know when they hurt, a part of you bleeds. To know when they rise, a fire in your chest roars with them. That is the curse of sharing a soul. And people will never understand. They'll laugh, mock, tell you it's just coincidence, just imagination. They don't get it, because they've never felt the earthquake of identity shaking their bones. They've never stood in the middle of a storm knowing that their pain isn't theirs alone, that their victories echo in another body. The world calls it strange. I call it divine chaos. But here's the beauty. Chaos births power. When the universe split you into two bodies, it wasn't to weaken you. It was to test you, to sharpen you against yourself, to make you taste loneliness so bitter that when you find connection, you'll never take it for granted, to make you bleed twice as much so that when you stand with twice the strength. People are born once, but you were born twice, because your soul was too vast for one cage. Don't you see the weapon hidden in your suffering? The world tries to break people down, one by one. But how do you break a soul that exists in two vessels? They can chain one body, but the other still breathes. They can silence one mouth, but the other still screams. They can bury one heartbeat, but the other keeps drumming louder, louder, until the earth itself shakes. That's not weakness. That's immortality. The universe gambled when it made you. It said, let's see if a soul torn and doubled can endure the cruelty of existence. And here you are, still standing, after everything. After the betrayals, after the nights you thought you'd vanish, after the mornings where the mirror mocked you with a face that didn't feel like your own. You are here. And that means you've already won half the war. But the question is, what will you do with it? Will you let your fractured self become your excuse, your burden? Or will you wear it like war paint, like armor forged in fire? The system doesn't know how to handle people like you. You terrify them, because you move differently. You think differently. You carry two storms inside your chest, and they can hear the thunder even when you say nothing. That's why they try to tame you, to label you, to convince you you're fragile. But deep down, they're afraid. Afraid of what happens when two bodies finally move as one soul, when every wound becomes fuel, when every failure becomes fire. Listen carefully. Your curse is your crown. Your fracture is your foundation. The emptiness you feel when you're separated, the ache that keeps you awake at night. That is proof of your depth, proof that your existence refuses to be contained in ordinary terms. They will call you unstable. They will call you dangerous. Wear it all like a badge. Dangerous to whom? To the system that feeds on conformity, to the people who thrive on mediocrity. Yes, you are dangerous because you are whole in a way they can't comprehend. Do you want to know what true empowerment feels like? It's not smiling through the pain. It's not pretending to be normal. No. True empowerment is standing up and declaring, I am two bodies. I am one soul. I am everything you fear because I cannot be broken by ordinary means. The fire inside you doesn't belong to this world. It was split, divided, scattered into two vessels for a reason, because one vessel couldn't contain it. You are proof that destiny bends, that fate bleeds, that existence itself can't cage you. Every time you think you're falling apart, remember, you're only feeling the weight of carrying twice the life. And every time they underestimate you, remember, when you rise with the strength of two. So stop hiding. Stop waiting for someone to understand. They won't. They're not meant to. You are not meant to be understood. You are meant to be witnessed, feared, remembered. You are two bodies, one soul. And when the day comes that you unleash that truth, the world will shake. So let them stare. Let them whisper. Let them wonder why your eyes look like they've seen centuries. Let them be unsettled by the way you walk into a room and shadows bend toward you. They don't need to understand. All they need to know is this: you are not one of them. You never were. You never will be. You are two bodies, one soul, and nothing can put out that fire. Now tell me, are you ready to stop surviving and start burning? Then listen carefully, because this is the part nobody dares to say out loud. Do you know why the world fears you? It's not because you are broken. It's not because you are different. It's because deep down, they know. If you ever embrace what you are, if you ever stop running from it, you will become unstoppable. Imagine it, two vessels carrying one storm. One can bleed, the other keeps fighting. One can fall, the other keeps walking. And when one learns, the other grows stronger. That is not balance, that is dominance. That is nature creating its own rebellion against weakness. But here's the tragedy. Most of you spend your lives trying to hide it, pretending to be just another body in the crowd, pretending to be normal. Let me tell you something. Normal is the death of souls like yours. Normal will strangle you. Normal will rot you from the inside out. Normal will convince you to kill the very thing that makes you immortal. You think you're cursed because you feel too much, because you dream in double, because your shadows don't line up. But that curse is the proof you were chosen to walk a path no one else can walk. You think the mirror is mocking you, but it's not. It's reminding you, you are more than one life. You are more than one heartbeat, and that's why they will try to destroy you. Understand this, the system survives by making everyone predictable, but you're a glitch in their order, a fracture that refuses to heal. You make them nervous because they can't categorize you. Are you one person, two, human, monster? They don't know. They don't have the language for you. So they will call you insane, dangerous, unstable. They'll put chains on your wrists and labels on your name. And when that happens, don't fight the label. Wear it, own it. Turn it into a weapon, because what they fear most isn't your weakness. It's your awakening. And oh, when you awaken, when you finally stop apologizing for being two bodies, one soul, when you finally decide to rise with every scar, every loss, every rejection, then the whole world will understand what it means to tremble. Because you will not rise quietly. No, you will rise like thunder splitting the sky. You will rise like fire breaking out of its cage. And nothing will ever put you back. So let me ask you again, how long will you keep pretending? How long will you keep trying to fit inside a coffin built for ordinary men? You were never meant for their small rooms. their small rules, their small lives. You are here to burn, to destroy illusions, to prove that souls cannot be divided without consequence. 2 bodies, 1 soul. That is not a weakness, that is a prophecy, and the moment you accept it, the moment you unleash it, the world will beg for the days before you discovered your power. Because once you do, there is no going back. Now the question is, will you stay chained in the illusion of normality, or will you finally break, finally burn, finally become? Because the fire is already in you, and it's waiting. Then hear this, because this is where everything converges. All your life they told you to choose. Choose one identity, choose one face, choose one path. But how do you choose when you were never meant to be singular? How do you compress infinity into a single heartbeat? That's the cruelty of the world. They demand simplicity from those who are born complex. They demand silence from those who carry thunder. But tonight you choose nothing. Tonight you stop apologizing. Tonight you stop shrinking yourself to fit into their shallow understanding. Tonight you accept the truth that terrifies them most. You were born with a soul too vast to be contained in one vessel. And instead of breaking you, that truth has forged you. The scars they gave you, they're not weaknesses, they're maps of survival. The nights you thought would end you. They're the proof you cannot be ended. So when you walk out of here, walk like a storm given human form. Walk like someone who has already died 1,000 times and yet refuses to stay buried. Walk like a soul stretched across 2 bodies, burning twice as hot, bleeding twice as deep, and yet still standing taller than those who only had to fight with half your weight. And when they whisper about you, and they will whisper, let them call you strange, dangerous, cursed. Let them choke on their own fear, because deep down, they'll know the truth. They could never endure what you endure. They could never carry what you carry. And that is why they will always fear you. So remember this, when the world tries to make you small, you are not small. You never were. You are 2 bodies, 1 soul, an echo that will not die, a fire that cannot be extinguished, a truth too powerful to be silenced. And the day you finally embrace that, the day you stop waiting for permission to exist, is the day the world burns brighter, louder, and more violently than it ever has before. So stand tall, burn without apology. And when they ask who you are, tell them simply, I am 2 bodies, I am 1 soul, and I am unstoppable.